so we'll start recording again. We're going to try out ArtRageous, the amazing world of art, just to keep with the little art theme, I guess. I don't know if this is the one the guy on YouTube was talking about, but yeah, let's have a look and see if she's any good. Bump that up. Come on. Right. Oh.
Hi there. Glad to see you. I'm Tim, your guide to ArtRageous, and I've been waiting to show you the neighborhood. Around this central
can you come a little closer,
you'll find everything you wanted to know
Hey.
about the incredible world of art, like the magic and appeal of colors, the uses of light.
What is with this guy's accent, though?
New perspectives, and some old ones. Ooh, I like that. You'll find out about the
This guy pulled directly like from a Carry On movie or something. He's like Kenneth, what's his face? Oh, Matron.
And in the Life of Art neighborhood, you'll explore how artists live.
Yeah, he's like the love child of Kenneth, what's his face, and
remember,
the two gay guys from Carry On films.
To touch the art, to play with it. There are lots of games and activities. So let's get started.
Yeah, cool.
See this big grey obelisk behind me? You can click on it for a complete roadmap of ArtRageous. Or, even more fun, you can explore on your own by clicking round the plaza to reach the ArtRageous neighborhoods. Whichever neighborhood you choose, I'll be waiting to show you around.
Yeah, right. Let's just do the tour to start with.
To get around the world of ArtRageous, just move your cursor around the screen.
Oh, it's like a mist.
When it turns into a big white arrow, you can click to go in the direction it's pointing. When the big white arrow points down, it will either take you back one giant step or turn you around 180 degrees. When the cursor turns into a hand with a pointing finger, it means you've found a place to touch and explore. Just click when you see the hand.
Yep.
The ArtRageous world has 6 different neighborhoods to explore.
All right. I think we will.
Hi there.
No, we're not doing all this again. Plaza, paintings, biographies, activities. Let's check out some. No, hang on. Go back to the plaza. Oh, so we can just go to stuff directly as well. No, shush. So you can either go back to the map or forwards to the. Oh, okay. So there's other little areas. The life of art, perspective, light, composition. I'm gonna get a little FMB thing. I'm probably gonna have to zoom this one in because she's a bit small. Oh, and we get some QuickTime VR. Yeah, righto. Yeah, this was a clever idea. It was just a shame it was that fucking blurry. Yeah, righto. This little playland dealy? Oh no, that's back to the plaza. Okay. Right, now let's just show me some paintings. Let's start with P for paintings. Oh yeah, Passage de Stock, Kazan, Persistence of Memory. Yeah, we'll do one that like everyone knows.
The notion of the
I have
artist
seen this one
expressing
for
his
real
own
too.
personal vision and ideas is a modern one in the history of art. What is going on in this painting? Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. Why are the watches melting? What do they represent? And whose distorted head is that? It's hard to know whether to be alarmed.
Yeah, I remember he had weird
amused.
run-ins with Alice Cooper and also
He
Frank
didn't explain
Zappa.
himself. He said only that the idea came
Apparently
to
they were
him
like
while
the
he was eating
inspiration for
camembert
the.
cheese.
He did some like sculpture and shit as well,
Bizarre
like the
and
lobster
impossible
phone.
scene
Lobster phone
painted
was a little
very
weird.
realistically. Persistence of Memory is an example of a surrealist painting.
Okay. What do we got stats for? 1931, oil on canvas, Museum of Modern Art, New York. And we get some stuff on Dali himself. Yep. Yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, I've talked to people about this. They were going to rope him in to be the Emperor in the Jodorowsky version of Dune. Could have been interesting. Yeah, lots of different stuff about Dali. But I liked all his like photography stuff as well. That was pretty cool. Oh, and this is just back like a thing. Okay. Can we go just back to the plaza? Yeah, plaza. This guy again. Yeah, let's just try another piggy. Okay, so I guess we can go to an art gallery itself to check all these as well.
Painted in the backgrounds of...
Yep. Cezanne. Can't remember much about Cezanne. 1839 to 1986, post-impressionist painter, leading figure in the development of modern art. Yeah, you got off like expressionist sort of stuff. Yeah. Okay. We'll do the plaza. We might even just explore and then use the map to kind of find everything else. Have a look at some color. We can go in the color thing. Oh yeah.
That's better. Welcome to Color. We have some outrageous places to visit. For example, today's riddle at Color and Music is, how is a painting like a piano? Play a painting to find out. Did you know that colors are like people?
I don't know why this is full screen either. Oh, probably because there's no
interesting relationships.
Video or anything attached to it.
Get the gossip at Colors on Color. Or try Cool and Warm to see how an artist takes a color's temperature. And playing with color, you get to repaint the colors in a famous painting. You can match which with the computer at Color Mixing, or travel around the color map at Symbols and Emotions. And
this is Windows 3.1. We only get 256 colors, unfortunately.
To get up to date with the changing fashions in the use of color. Prepare your eyes, my friend.
Oh, I thought he was going to say prepare your anus.
Awaits you. And remember, you can move around the neighborhood.
Yeah, this guy literally screams Kenneth what's his face from that. I'm going to look him up too, because I can't remember his actual name. Kenneth... Carry on? Kenneth Connor, that's the one. Yeah, specifically the one that went there, Matron. Yeah, cool. Alright.
You've reached color mixing. All the colors in the world are mixed from 3 primary colors: yellow, red, and blue. Here's a colorful game to show you how it's done. Color in the Match This box at the right is your challenge. Click on the color droppers above to match that color. The color you mix will appear in the blank box. To find out more about colors, click on one of the of the thousands of colors you can see. Only 3 can't be mixed from other colors. That's why red, blue, and yellow are called primary colors. All other colors are created from them. Red and yellow combine to form orange. Yellow and blue make green. Blue and red give you purple. If you mix any 2 of the primaries, you get the complement of the third. Green, which combines yellow and blue, is opposite red on the color wheel and is its complement. Purple, which mixes red and blue,
remember
is
using
the
like
complement
acrylics
of
for
yellow.
art class.
Orange is the complement of blue.
You just mix enough shit together and you just end up with brown.
Anywhere on the color wheel. But sometimes, you know, opposites attract. Artists often use complements together to create visual oppositions or especially dramatic effects. Click on examples to see 2 paintings that complement each other.
Yeah, alright, let's see some more paintings. Oh! Naughty paintings. Some taste for nuisance.
This painting, The Death of Sardanapalus by the artist Delacroix, recounts the story of an ancient Babylonian prince.
Got a bit of Frank Frazetta
Before his
vibe to that
enemies
one.
capture and kill him, orders his guards to destroy everything that had delighted him in his life. Women, horses, slaves, jewels. Delacroix was among the first painters to realize that there is color in shadow.
Look at the muscles.
Not only that, but that shadow contained the complement of the color being shadowed. He used complementary colors to enliven the shadows and also to intensify the dramatic effect of the scene as a whole. Notice also that this huge painting uses relatively few
Notice
colors.
the arse on this lady, isn't it
but
delightful?
repeats different tones of the same colors.
Yeah, I can see a bit of that. What else? Yeah, let's look at more tasteful nudes.
Georges Seurat's paintings are unusual because they are composed of tiny, individually applied bits of color without outlining to create forms and shapes. The technique is called pointillism.
Oh, okay.
Seurat
I
believed
thought it
that
was
the
dabbing.
viewer's perception would
I was gonna
itself
make a joke
blend the
about-
color
yeah,
points together.
Did dabbing
He
before the
theorized that
kids
this
were
was
cool.
truer to the real nature of color perception and therefore provided a more intense visual experience.
I guess it's called something
especially
else if
when
you're using
complementary
paints.
colors
If you're
were
using
used.
like pencils or charcoal, it'd be
Here, for
stippling.
example, Seurat applied individual dots
Yeah,
of
that's
yellow
right. And the
red
closer you put
instead of
your
using a single
stippling
orange
together,
pigment.
the
And then,
darker
in
you can
keeping with
make
his
an
theory,
area. Yeah, that's
spiced
right.
the mixture with blue, the complement of orange, to add visual intensity. Some critics think you should be far enough from the painting so the dots blend together.
No,
Others believe that unless you see
Fun
the
closer
dots,
inspection.
the eye
Hey,
doesn't
this
make
needs
the
closer
intensified
inspection.
visual blending that Seurat was aiming at.
yeah. Maybe, yeah, maybe like she's just covering up the good bits because there's defo no titty there. Disappointing amount of titty. All right, can we go back to that game? I kind of want to do the color
To
game.
find out more about colors, click on one of the icons.
Yeah, we'll do something about tone.
Colors also have a language of their own. The color itself is called hue. When you add white or black to a color, you
That's
change
also
its
how it's
tone.
pronounced, internet. It's not just
Pink is a tone of a red hue. To darken the tone of a color, add black. White lightens its tone.
I see a red rose and I want
But some
it
colors have a
painted
special
black.
intensity called saturation. This hot red is a highly saturated color. Drain its intensity and it gets duller. In the end, color disappears completely.
Sure,
All
this
you
is
are
the blue
left
Dan.
with
You probably
is
get me
tone.
content ID'd, but anyway.
The effect of a painting can depend on the canny use of different tones and intensities of the same color.
I gotta get some
To
more classical,
experiment
I
with
think.
tone, water the flowers with black paint or
Oh.
white paint. To change saturation, inject brightness or vacuum it away.
Vacuum away the brightness, sure. Yep, that is certainly desaturated. Ah, okay. Saturate it to make it more colourful. Do I have to click and drag that? No, there we go. Oh, no, that's a little too much hatch. Too much hatch there. Tone, add black. Mm-hmm. Tone, add white. Yeah, okay. Yeah, show us some examples.
El Greco's view of Toledo, painted nearly 4 centuries ago, has a surprisingly modern feel to it. It's almost an abstract study of light and color, disguised as a landscape painting. Virtually the entire painting uses only 3 hues: blue, gray, and green, in different tones and intensities. El Greco was painting a landscape,
It's certainly different
but the color
tones.
values make it a visionary work, not just a realistic one.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Something went down there. Okay. Sorry, I was just looking at the kill feed for scum. Just make sure no one got in my base. Greco, huh? Okay.
Colors
Okay,
also
can we go
have a
back to the
language
game?
of their own. The color
we've done
itself
these
is
ones.
called hue. When you add white or black to a color,
We can just
you
go... Okay, so this just brings us back here. Alright. We did... No, I actually want to go back to that color game. Just gonna have another look at that. Yeah, we've seen all you. Just do
You've
the color
reached
mixing
color
game.
mixing.
We'll try the
all
symbols
the
and
colors
emotion
in
shit.
the world are mixed from 3 primary colors: yellow, red, and blue. Here's a colorful game to show you how it's done. Color in the Match This box.
Yeah, alright. Make some purple. Oh yeah, yep. Green. Bit of that. Blue. Maybe some... Yeah, okay. 2 blues and the yellow. Dark blue. Maybe, ooh, a bit of red. No, it's going purple. Hang on. How do I get the blue darker? Bit more red? Bit more blue? No? No, that's just straight up purple. Okay. Maybe 2 blues and red. There we go. Green, yep. And a bit more yellow. Okay. Yep, orange. Oh no, that's lightening it. Oh, yeah, told you. As soon as you add those 3 colours, you get brown. That's... no, that's dark blue. That's brown again. Huh. No, just give me straight blue. And maybe 1 yellow? Yeah, there we go. Okay. What else we got? Deep blue. Yeah, okay. Light green. Well, we're not going to need any red. 2 yellows. Ooh, 3 yellows? Yeah, there you go. Ooh, this is a trickier one. There'll be red and blue. Ooh. No, too much. Okay. Now bugger. Alright, let's...
You've reached color mix. All the colors in the...
No, we did that one.
You've reached...
Go back to here.
You're at Symbols and Emotions. Do colors have consistent symbolic meanings? Can they be relied on to cause specific emotions in a viewer? Click around the map to see how, from early times to the present, colors have been used to express meaning. If you think you already know what a particular color signifies, you may be in for some surprises.
Huh, okay. So what do we got? USA. Yeah, we'll check out Massachusetts.
You should be totally ashamed of yourself, young Hester Prynne.
Hester Prynne had a scarlet A sewn on her dress in Hawthorne's novel The Scarlet Letter, because red is a color long associated with shame and immorality. Unless you're living in Russia after the revolution.
Yeah, that's true too. Cool, we got a little
Many
animated thing
Americans
for each
seem
one of
to
these.
believe that a certain kind of paper, colored green, brings good luck.
Ah, right. Indiana?
In the 1920s, Knute Rockne, great coach of the Notre Dame University football team, painted the home team dressing rooms red, aiming to keep up his team's excitement.
Just going full
He
Monty
had the
Python
visitors'
with
dressing
that.
room
I like
painted
it.
a cool blue, hoping to pacify them. He won a lot of games.
Oh, really? Okay. Whoa. Yeah, no, that actually makes a bit of sense. Yeah, because that still goes on to this day, just painting the wall of your, like, change room like a bright color of some sort.
Blue is for boys, pink is for girls. Who knows why? School buses and 3/4 of all the pencils manufactured
I was just
are
thinking
yellow.
about that. I did
It's
see a
almost
post
fact
on
of life,
Facebook because
like the grass being green.
it was the opposite of the stork that brings the baby. It was a crow with a coat hanger. Gave me a good chuckle.
Ancient Aztecs again.
It's
In
pronounced
most cultures,
GIF,
black,
like garden
night,
guide
darkness
or GIF,
have
for fuck's
sinister
sake. How are you, matey?
For the Aztecs, black was the color
I
they
did like your
associated
brainy
with their
Mike's take on
gods.
that.
Of course, we
It's
don't know
pronounced
how
golf.
they felt about their
Is it
gods.
go fuck yourself? Aztecs, huh? Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of colours in their stuff, didn't they?
The ancient
case
Aztecs
in point.
used the color red to refer to the earth, and therefore, in their mythology, to renewal, as we might use
Doing
green.
good, just woke up. Nice. Yeah, I got an extra hour of sleeping today because daylight savings is finished. Very happy with
People
that.
condemned to be burned to death by the Spanish Inquisition were robed in yellow, the color of heresy and treason.
Yellow is... yeah, that makes sense because that's a colour used in, like, Chaos Space Marine sometimes.
In the 10th century, the doors and houses of criminals and traitors were painted yellow.
I see a red door and I want it painted yellow because that guy beats his wife. Like, how do you dogs?
In ancient Gaul, slaves wore blue. They probably felt blue a lot of the time as well.
I'm sure they had a few red welts here and there from the whips.
In the Christian world of the early Renaissance, which was still very influenced by the Byzantine
almost
style,
Easter, everyone.
colors had specific meanings. Purple was the sacred color. Red meant suffering. Green symbolized renewal.
Mary Magdalene's up at the top.
purity.
Just go, what the
Gold
fuck? guys?
symbolized
What the
celebration
fuck,
and
Romans?
grace. This painting is Simone Martini's The Road to Calvary, painted about 1340.
Huh. Okay. That was...
Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, the great German scientist and author, in 1810 published his color theory. It included ideas about the emotional effects of color. Yellow, he suggested, has a gay, softly exciting character.
This video is fucked. I just realised ArtRageous is playing at the moment.
Gladness. There was a painter about the same time who also had ideas.
Shut up. Yeah. No. Totally going to get DMCA'd on that one. It's usually that and Parker Bell's Cannon. Parker Bell's Cannon's the big one too.
In many cultures, purple has been the sign of power. The sails on Cleopatra's barge were purple, for example.
Wow, Cleopatra.
Maybe this is because the color
let yourself
purple
go a
almost
little bit.
never appears in nature, and therefore symbolizes human creativity and dominance.
I guess it'd be a while after that till they cast Monica Bellucci as her.
In Jewish mysticism, or Kabbalah, red is the color associated with God.
Huh, okay. At least.
In many Arab countries, you'll find a blue hand painted on walls or doorways, or even whole walls and doors painted blue, because of the protective quality that blue is believed to possess.
Yeah, keep them demons out. Wow, okay. Alright, Russia. More fucking classical music, god damn it. Just... No.
The flag of communism is a
skip
bright,
that.
deep red. Not the sort of red flag that means danger or stop, but an insistent call to arms. Is that why red cars tend to get more traffic tickets?
What? Okay.
White, which generally signifies purity in the West, is the color of mourning in China.
Ah, okay. These little animations are cool though.
In ancient China, the color yellow, perhaps because it implies the sun, was reserved for the emperor, who was called the Son of Heaven.
Okay, I
No
thought
one
they were
else
going to
was
go in a
permitted to
completely
wear a
different
yellow
direction on that
garment.
one. Okay. So yeah, symbols and emotions. I guess we can go out of here now. I want to see more of this guy, just to show you, matey, because he's basically like, yeah, Kenneth Connor from the Carry On films. So we did color. Let's do composition. Go have a little mosey over here. I do like this too. Yeah, there's like a little VR thing going on. Go back to the plaza. Can we go? Oh, we can go this way. What's up here? Ooh.
Lights! Now I've seen the light, and it's one of the greatest illusions in the artist's bag of tricks. After all, you can't make light with paint and brush, and yet artists do it. How do they do it? Hop over to Creating Light to find out.
Yeah.
In a room, we use light to see where we are. But in a painting, as on stage, light has other uses too, as you'll see at dramatic lighting. In the last 100 years, some artists have dared to paint light itself. You'll see how well they did in Light as the Subject.
Oh, yeah.
The history of light
Oh, hang on, there's
shows how
more
artists have
things in
learned
this
to
area?
use light and shadow to create increasingly realistic illusions. Or, if you'd like to fiddle with the lighting of a great painting, click on
Matron.
Playing with Light. Just about everywhere you go, there are games and things to do.
Yes, certainly. Oh, we've
And
been
you'll
at this for
find it
quite a while now.
enlightening. Click left, right, or center to stroll around the neighborhood.
Okay, so there's more. We might even go back to colors to see what else was there. History of light. Dramatic lighting. Yeah, we'll just work out. No, we'll go this way. Hang on. Dramatic lighting.
You've stepped into dramatic lighting. A painter may use light to develop the realism of an image, or, like a stage director, may use light to create drama in a scene. For instance, here's a fellow photographed in what we'll call normal light, but there are other possibilities. Click on the lights around the face to see how the light source can make a face look frightened, frightening, comic, or just plain weird.
Here's a fellow
It's the same
photographed in
image,
pedophile
but you see
mode.
it in a different light. When you're ready, click on the Examples button to see some paintings in which the drama of lighting plays a part.
Yeah, cool. Right. Yeah. That's dramatic. So dramatic. Ooh, spooky. Spooky. Alright, what examples have we got? Oh, yeah?
One of the rare woman masters before
fucking
modern
hell.
times, Gentileschi
That got
painted
dark
many
quick.
versions of this story of the ancient heroine Judith, who seduced an enemy general intent on conquering her people, got him drunk, and then cut off his head. Notice how the stark use of light and dark
She was ramping
both
down like
creates a
alcohol.
realistic
She's
scene
like, I've
at the
got to
same
get the
time that it
alcohol back out
highlights
of
the
your neck.
violent drama. The three characters' faces are realistically lit, while the small area of the women's frantic hands, though still realistic, seems to be spotlighted in order to focus our attention. The dark background adds to the sense of an insistent focus and emphasizes the lit areas of the painting. See how substituting a lighter background detracts from the drama. The artist Gentileschi was a rape victim at the age of 19. Some critics believe that her interest in the subject of this painting was a response to the violence done to her.
Guess that's the inspiration for it then. Wow. Just, yeah, that's it. You got to educate the kids on snuggle struggling, I guess.
Francisco Goya's Shootings of May 3rd, 1808 refers to an actual and very dramatic event. Napoleon's French troops had occupied Madrid. In reprisal for a Spanish uprising against the occupation, they executed randomly chosen hostages. The artist uses light in very
So through the
ways
throat
here.
and some shooting, slap
For
a PG
instance,
rating
the
on it,
light
we
that
get
spreads
rating
out
on it,
from the
we get.
lantern onto the ground. That seems natural enough. But could that lantern light illuminate the figure this fully? Goya has used light to dramatize the scene and the victim. Note how dimming of the light changes the dramatic effect of the painting. But Goya is making a greater statement. Look at how the victim is bathed in light with his arms outstretched. The artist is visually comparing this victim of French brutality to the martyrdom of Jesus. Not only that, but the French soldiers are placed in darkness, while the victim stands in light. That's the message that the artist wants to convey, that this is one moment in an eternal battle between the forces of light and darkness.
Because everyone knows that the French are the bad guys. Well, they certainly... Amazing that they were at some point. We used to call them cheese-eating surrender monkeys, but they did pretty fucking well for themselves in the Napoleonic Wars. Where else can we go? Oh, we can only just check the example paintings here. Righto. So we'll leave... No, we don't want to do dramatic lighting again. We want to turn around and go this one.
You've come to the history of light.
Ooh.
The use of light and shading to create the illusion of reality on a flat surface seems natural to us, but it wasn't always. Light may be a symbol of eternity, but in art, it also has a history. You can click on any painting here to find out where you stand.
Let's look at this ventriloquist act over here, shall we?
Light and shadow show that time is passing. In eternity, there is no light and shadow.
Sing a song for me, baby
The
Jesus.
theme of Byzantine and early Christian art, such as this Madonna and Child by Cimabue, was to depict scenes from the life of Jesus. While these events happened at a particular time in the past, they were understood as mirrors of eternity.
In eternity, there is
The
no
light in
shadow.
this painting
Also,
is
it's
a
12 p.m.
godly, symbolic light, concentrated on the
Yeah, they
central
love doing
figures
those
without
fucking
an apparent
halos
light
around all
source.
the religious figures in
The
bloody
point is emphasized by
1200s
the
art,
artist's
isn't
use
they?
of gold leaf. Also, the use of gold as a color shows that the artist was unconcerned or even hostile to realism.
Yeah, fuck
Sometimes
realism, he
jewels
said.
were embedded in icons to add luster and preciousness to the religious message.
Yes, the halo draws away from the kiddie fiddler nature. It's just that, yeah, like I'm guessing this is meant to be like the Virgin Mary and Jesus, but just the perspective's all wrong, isn't it? Nothing's in proportion. Zimbabwe Giovanni. Okay. Italian painter in Florence.
Light
yeah, right.
and shadow.
Yeah, we heard this one. Go
You've
back to
come
the
to the
gallery.
history of light.
Do some mosaics, I guess.
Remember that you
lead
were in a
lighting.
time before electricity.
Speaking of
Candles
kitty
and
fiddlers,
lanterns help, especially at night. But in medieval churches, daylight came through stained
What's that
glass
say?
windows,
Secretor?
glass decorated with religious scenes.
stride
The aim
booth.
was to create an atmosphere and a mood. The window before you shows a scene from the life of the 12th century martyr statesman St. Thomas à Becket. Many other stained glass windows display scenes from the New Testament. Think about it this way. You, the worshiper in church, are
I'm loving these
illuminated by
little
the
Terry
light that
Gilliam
shines
inspired
down on you
animations,
through
though.
the figures of Jesus, the saints, and other holy people. This is an art form with a deep message embedded in it.
Don't take your kids to church. Yeah, that's the message.
You've come to the history of
Right,
light.
what was this one? 1300s.
Toward the end of what we call the Middle Ages, early in the 1300s, the painter Giotto, whose Death of St. Francis you see here,
Look at
developed a
this fucking
technique
guy.
for
He's like,
rendering
"Curse
objects so
you,
that they appeared
angels."
three-dimensional.
Old man
The
yells at
painters who
cloud.
came after Giotto were fascinated by the challenges of showing three-dimensional objects on flat surfaces.
No, I'm just
Over the
liking the
next
look
200
here.
years,
He's just like,
painting
curse you,
struggled to
angels, and the
become
guy's up here
representational
getting carried
to
by the
provide
angels.
what
He's like,
Renaissance
fuck,
artists
dude, I
termed
got nothing
a
to do with
window
this.
onto
I'm out.
reality.
Angels away.
Renaissance paintings had a single light source, with the objects
Yeah, they're
illuminated,
big on that
all
in the
casting
Renaissance, weren't
shadows,
they?
all in one direction. This realism would characterize Western art
Also,
up
what
until
is
the
this guy
modern
up
period.
to? This guy's got nothing to do with it. This guy's just doing a little kissy on his hand. These guys are just there. Okay.
You've come to the
What
history
else we
of
got?
light.
Can we
The use of light
like
and shading
move around in
to
here?
create the
Okay, no,
illusion
we've
of
just got
reality
these
on a-
example paintings. Okay.
In
Why the half
Rembrandt's
of them look like
Blinding of
George
Samson,
Costanza?
light is used
That
in
was just
three
the standard
ways
like
to
religious
create a
haircut
highly
back then, I
realistic
think.
scene, to heighten the drama, and also to create important elements in the composition of the painting. The biblical story
me, will ya?
recounts the capture and maiming of the Israelite hero Samson after his Philistine
Shit.
lover Delilah betrays him by cutting his
Ah,
hair.
yeah.
The treacherous
I
Delilah is
got your hair.
brilliantly lit as she escapes, the scissors and locks of hair still in her hand. The brightness that illuminates her
I'm gonna
also
make a wig out of
emphasizes
this and kick
Samson's
everyone's
now
ass.
helpless limbs. The painter has also lit the soldiers performing their gruesome task, emphasizing the opposing diagonal
This
they
guy's just
form
like,
to the
"Ugh,
body of the victimized
poggers."
Samson. The darkness surrounding the scene and the fragmentation of its lighting are compositional elements.
Yeah,
also
blah, blah,
add to
blah.
the
Let's look at
drama.
more paintings.
You've come to the
What's
history
this
of
one about, though? 16. See, he shouldn't have gone hair as my power. Should have been, nobody's had sex with me before as his power. Yeah.
the artist Caravaggio's Conversion of St. Paul is an illustration of the New Testament story
What?
of the Apostle Paul's spiritual transformation on the road to Damascus.
What?
Caravaggio uses light here in three ways. The brilliance of the light is carefully modeled to illuminate a realistic
Yeah, because
scene.
that's essentially what
But the light is
like,
also, in a way, the
paintings from
subject
this
here.
era was all about. It was
Paul's
basically
arms are open
fan
in
art for
ecstasy
stories
to
from the
welcome
Bible,
the
wasn't
divine
it?
light, even while his servant and the dumb horse remain partly in
Hey,
shadow and see
I'm
nothing.
sure that horse.
Light and the
horse is
contrast
quite
between the light
intelligent.
and the dark is also used to heighten the drama.
All right. Now we're gonna have
You've
to push
come
through
to the
this. I think
history.
we're getting at like half an hour.
You've come to the history
What
of
else
light.
we got?
In his
Oh, yeah.
Virgin of the Rocks, Leonardo da Vinci used chiaroscuro,
Oh, yeah.
the modeling of light and dark, to draw attention to the faces. He also developed a related technique called sfumato, the Italian word for
Why can't I
smoke,
get a
which
band
blends colors in thin,
stuck with these
transparent
stupid
layers
fucking
to create a
cherubs?
haze that diffuses the light and making the transitions from light to dark gradual and luminous. White undercoats created the illusion of light shining through the layers of paint. We still don't know how Da Vinci managed to create some of these subtle, emotional, and sensual effects.
Sensual,
And
you
while
say?
we're on the subject of this fellow Da Vinci, maybe you've wondered what's so great about his Mona Lisa. If you have, click on the special Mona button.
The Mona button. Ooh.
The Mona Lisa is probably the most famous image in Western painting and has been used to bludgeon generations
I
of
have
art
seen the Mona
students.
Lisa. It's actually not
The modern artist
as
Marcel
big as everyone
Duchamp
makes
was
it
so
out to be.
frustrated with the burden of art history the Mona Lisa represented that he drew her with a mustache and beard. And yet the Mona Lisa remains one of the great paintings of all time. What's so special about it? Partly it's the technical advance in using sfumato. The layers of glazes are so thin that the image seems to glow from within. Leonardo's contemporaries consider the painting a kind of miracle. A lot of people also think that Mona's mysterious smile is really what's so special about her. Do you?
What's the running joke for that? That like she, like farted. One of them farted.
You've come to the
She
history
was
of
amused
light.
by it.
The use of
Right,
light
no,
and
I've had enough
shape.
of these. Can we get out of here? Light is the subject.
You've come to light as the subject. What if you want to see the light itself? Or if you become interested in how, as the day moves from morning to evening, the light changes what everything in the room looks like? Something like that happened in painting toward the end of the last century. The development of photography made realistic painting seem potentially unnecessary. Oil paint in tubes allowed artists to paint outdoors. In the late 1800s, Impressionist painters began to use light not only as a tool for conveying symbolic or realistic messages, but made the light the subject of their art. Their work became one of the foundations of abstract art in our own century.
Right. Okay, then can we have some examples? Nah, not doing fucking landscapes. We want to see some more
You've
titties and
come
violence.
to
No, go back. Go this way. Creating light.
We're about to create light. Shadow creates depth and dimension, a sense of realism. Simple outlining isn't enough. Yet shadow by
Okay, yeah, this
itself
might be the
isn't
one
enough either.
the guy on YouTube was talking about.
Click on one of the
Streamlabs
icons
donuts
at the
aren't
left of
working.
the
What the
screen.
fuck? Ah, shit.
And when
I'll
it
just see if
appears at the
Streamlabs
center of the
actually is
screen-
working. It might be down for some reason or another. No, he mentioned there was something about yeah, there was like I think this game was like a hidden object game of some sort. Sorry, just checking Streamlabs, mate. No, just fucking go to the dashboard. Stop advertising things. Test the alert box. Let's follow.
You're my friend. I love you, man.
Okay, follows are working. Yeah, okay. Alright, so what are we doing? Oh, do we have to like put these in certain areas? Oh, okay, hang on. Yeah, righto. So you find the... No, this is a bit different. Rather than just clicking on shit, you find the little picture here and then click and drag your thing over. There's a skull there. Okay. There's a bear over here of some sort. Where bear? An archway somewhere? Oh, it's a little baby archway. No, I don't think we can put that anywhere. Something here. Oh, yeah. Little pillar. Got some flowers. Yeah. Where's the... Hang on. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a type, some sort of feline. Tree here somewhere. Where'd that tree at? Is that it? No. Where'd tree go? Where'd tree at? This one? No, hang on. I've seen where that little archway is. So hang on, give us... No, where's this live? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's a little archway there. What else do we have? Oh yeah, Screaming Face, that was over here. Little tower there. No, we didn't Mona Lisa painting. There you go, so the old-fashioned way without Streamlabs. Yeah, fuck Streamlabs. Stupid Streamlabs not working. Where's the bloody fishbowl on this? Is this it? Yeah, there we go. There's apparently an elephant. There's an elephant. We're never going to be able to find the chameleon. I know it's an iguana, but yeah. Iguana. There's some fruit. Is that a fruit? Yep. A snail? Oh yeah, there's a snail. And do we find... No, this goes somewhere. Can't see that anywhere in this one. You see a picture, half a picture frame here? Oh, there. Got them all. Good job. Oh, there's more pictures though? Oh god, we're going to be here all day if we keep on these. No, it's just the same pictures all over again. No, we're fine.
We're about to create.
No, fuck creating light. Get out of there. Get out of there. Come on. No.
We're about
Just go back. Where was the index?
to get around the world
No, that
of
was the
ArtRageous.
tour. Leave the tour alone. Just bring me this. Bring me this plaza. There you go. Right. So what do we have? Oh, we're like still kind of... Yeah, we're still on light, aren't we? What was the other one? Was it... We just go directly to... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, we didn't do playing
Get
with
ready
light.
for
Let's play with
playing
light.
light. Light and shadow are among the artist's main tools for creating the illusion of three-dimensionality on what is, don't forget,
Sorry.
a flat surface.
I had some
In this
painkillers before me
17th
back's
century
playing up a
still
little
life, an allegory of the vanities of human life, artist Harman Steenwick has painted the light itself and also shown how the light changes according to the texture of the object being
Oh
illuminated.
shit, no. Not the
Shell.
back. Yeah, no, I was a little sore this
Bone.
morning.
Cloth, clay,
Be able to push through. We got one more game after this.
wood.
Yeah, wood.
The intensity of the light source itself makes for a sharp transition between light and dark in some places. Here,
Like
we've
that
made a
skeleton had
simulation
a,
of the painting.
had a
Click on
flute up its
objects in
nose.
it to change the direction and brightness of the light source.
Oh,
You-
okay. Oh, you can like highlight it and stuff like that. Yeah, righto. Big spooky skull. Toot 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 toot. Yeah, alright,
Get
alright.
ready for playing
Go
with
back
light.
to what other ones are we gonna
Light
check
and
out?
shadow
Will
are
you
among the
select this,
artist's
please? Thank you. Right, light. Life of art. Making living color. Oh, wow, there's shit tons of color. Cool and warm, playing with color. We've, I don't know if we'll be able to get through all this in an hour. Might do... We'll go to each one because we haven't got the spiel from old Kenneth for a bit.
Hello, Tim here again.
Oh, his
Always
name's
better
Tim.
to keep things in perspective.
He
That's
looks like
my
a Kenneth.
motto.
He really does.
But artists didn't always know how to do that. Consult History of Perspective to see how they progressed. Perspective is part of the real magic of art. In Techniques of Perspective, you'll find out the tricks of the trade. Or maybe you'd like to toy with the illusions of space and depth in a great painting. Hop over to Playing with Perspective. Front and center's the best seat in the house, right? Not always so in art. Check it out in viewing position. In illusions, you can get lost in some very bizarre world.
Oh, yeah,
that
we'll
break
probably see
all
some
the
more
rules
MC
of
Escher.
perspective. You see, here you'll get a new angle on art. To wander around, just click. Left, right, or center.
Oh, cool. Right, techniques of perspective, playing with perspective. Yeah, I might even find like all the... Well, to go history each time, and then we can see like
Hello.
the
You're at History
just
of
the paintings.
Perspective. The idea behind painting in perspective is to capture a scene on canvas as realistically as though it were
Yeah,
seen.
all right. Let's look at some paintings.
In the
Baroque
Baroque period, artists painted scenes on the ceilings of churches and palaces. Baroque artists made new advances in the use of perspective with the aim of creating the illusion of infinite space rising up to the heavens, making an intense use of light, shade, and color. They
Baroque
perfected the
artists.
depiction
Yeah, they
of
always seem to
figures
try a bit
swirling
harder,
and
don't
soaring
they?
above, using the architecture
Yeah, the game we
itself
played
to
before
help
this was
produce the
for
sense that the
MC
painted
Escher,
ceiling
and yeah, he
was
didn't
a
he didn't
window
get
to the
big
sky.
until he started actually doing the weird perspective ones. Yeah, righto. What else we
Hello.
got? This would be a Van Gogh.
As far as perspective goes, modern artists can take it or leave it. They know how to draw in perspective, but they often choose not to. Take Van Gogh, for instance. He was more concerned with expressing his feelings than making a picture that was visually true to life. In this painting, Bedroom at Arles, Van Gogh drew objects
You're gonna know
from
about my
different
bipolar
perspectives.
disorder, and
See how the tabletop is
till I draw it
drawn
on
at
your
a
face.
different angle from the seats
even
of
if
the
I
chairs.
have to draw it on your face.
And the pictures on the right-hand wall don't lie flat against the wall, they're tilted towards us. Van Gogh considered this painting to be happy and restful. What do you think?
Looks a bit shit, in my opinion. Bedroom and Arles. Okay. Yeah,
As far as-
any other fun ones in here?
Hello.
Maybe a battle scene here.
This is a
that's
mosaic
pretty
that
cool.
the Romans copied from a Hellenistic painting. It shows the Battle of Issus, fought between Alexander and the Persian king Darius III in 333 BC. Classical Greek and Roman artists knew something about perspective. In this mosaic, the artist uses foreshortening to show depth. That means that objects are placed at an angle to us and appear to get shorter and narrower as they go back into space. In order to show depth, the artist also uses overlapping figures.
Yeah, cool.
The use of shadows.
Yeah, alright.
Hello, you're at
Well, there must be some
History.
nudes. Is there some nudes in this one?
In the
Oh,
early
yeah, a bit of nude.
1400s, the Florentine architect
What the fuck is
Brunelleschi
he up
discovered
to?
the laws of linear perspective. But it was another architect named Alberti who first saw how they could help artists.
He's doing
He suggested
he's
that
doing
artists
his
use a
Western
grid
porn game.
to help them learn
using
to draw
pixel
in
art.
perspective. This grid is shown here in a woodcut by Albrecht Dürer. The artist draws on a piece of paper that is also marked with a grid, and so is able to copy the image accurately.
Ah, yeah, I remember we learned how to... Yeah, we did that at school to learn perspective and shit. Just break it down into a grid. Didn't
Hello,
even get
you're
any
at
nude
History
women in
of
there, though.
Perspective.
What else we got? Perspective, viewing position, maybe illusion
You
of
have entered
perspective.
the illusion of perspective. Artists can play with the techniques of perspective to make us see the impossible. People miles apart touching each other, or a person walking on walls. There are 4 main rules that artists can break or combine in unusual ways to create illusions. These have to do with overlapping objects, size and distance, viewing position, and converging lines.
You've entered the illusion of perspective, otherwise known as money laundering through art. Yeah.
Click the examples to see illusions created by playing with the rules of perspective.
Yeah, right. Can we click on this? What do we click on here? No, can't click on anything. Ooh. No, alright, bug you then. We did perspective and composition.
I feel so much more composed now. Thank you very much. How artists arrange the forms and lines in a work of art. That's what we'll find out in composition. The very structure of a painting produces an emotional effect. Get in touch with your feelings at Feelings. The Greek ideal. Now, that's a classic. You'll discover secrets the Greeks knew and find out to whom they passed them on. A crafty artist can move your eye around a painting. Roll over to linear forces to find out how.
Huh. Okay.
In History of Composition, you'll see how styles have changed over time and how the invention of photography influenced the eye of the painter. You'll learn how artists weigh objects, as it were, before they paint.
Yeah,
That's
just
at
my chair.
balance.
Hang on, there we go.
And in playing with composition, you'll get to do just that, to make your own choices in the composition of a great painting. The only thing we won't ask you to do is to write a composition. Come along then. To move around the neighborhood, just click left, right, or center.
Yeah, okay. History of
In
composition.
composing their pictures, artists are concerned with issues
A
such
couple
as
of nice ones
subject
here.
matter,
Oh yeah,
center of
Last Supper.
attention,
We've all seen the
balance,
fucking
and
Last Supper. Let's skip that one.
This is The Oath of the Horatii by Jacques-Louis David. The three Roman Horatius brothers swear on their swords to fight three brothers from the enemy camp, while their sisters look on in anguish. Tragically, one sister is engaged to an enemy brother. Whoever wins, she loses. In the second half of the 1700s, artists again came under the influence of classical Greece and Rome. There is a sense of order in neoclassic paintings, similar to Renaissance paintings. Figures were posed parallel instead of diagonally to the picture plane. Here, the people are arranged in three parallel layers. People were also grouped in pyramids or linked by gestures. Meanwhile, look at how balanced the painting's composition is. There are three evenly spaced arches, and the people are placed in three groups in front of the arches.
Yeah, cool. All right. There's museum.
Mannerism was a style that developed in the 1520s and broke many of the aesthetic
Which
rules
way
of
do
the
your hair go?
Renaissance. In
Where
this
did
painting,
her hair
the Madonna
go?
with the long neck by Parmigianino. The
That was the
Madonna
name of the
occupies
painting,
most
Lady
of
with
the
the long
vertical
neck?
space of the picture.
Okay.
5 people are crowded in the corner to her left. And in a spacious corner to her right is a tiny, distant figure, possibly one of the prophets. The composition doesn't follow the
Check
rules
this
of
shit
harmony
out.
of the Renaissance.
You can see it nipple
The
through her
distorted
clothes.
proportions of the figures contribute to this lack of harmony. Notice how the limbs of the Madonna and Child are strangely
Oh, it's the Madonna.
elongated.
All right.
Hardly the classical ideal that Renaissance painters aimed for. Look at her long neck.
Look at that neck.
Incredibly long, tapering fingers.
And those
Both
those
mother
legs.
and child look unlike people we've seen in ordinary experience. Perhaps the message is that their divine beauty doesn't fit the rules of human proportions. Or the mannerists may have wanted to establish a kind of tension between the viewer's expectation and what appeared in the image.
Oh, okay.
In
what else we
composing
have?
their
No,
pictures-
go back out here. Can we not go back out here? Hang on. No, we're stuck in the art gallery. Okay.
In composing their picture,
Yep. All right. Yeah. No, we saw you playing with composition. Yeah. Let's look at our feelings.
are you ready to explore feelings?
I've got
The composition of a painting can be used to communicate a feeling. How would you arrange the shapes below to create your own composition that conveys stillness, excitement, loneliness, or anxiety? Just click and drag the shapes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Click on the Examples button to see how other artists used composition to convey feeling.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's. I guess that's exciting. It's all wiggly lines.
In this
Ooh.
painting from French Revolutionary times, Liberty Leading the People by Eugène Delacroix, the allegorical figure of liberty, dressed like a classical sculpture, is combined with a realistic scene. Here, the diagonals, going in all different directions, convey excitement and energy.
God, they like talk some shit, don't they?
Repetitive horizontal or vertical lines often give us a feeling of stillness. In The Parade by Georges Seurat, for example, even though the subject is lively, a traveling circus, the people look about as active as the tree.
Right. Blah, 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 blah. We gotta put through this. No, don't explore feelings. Leave their feelings alone. Alright, we'll do anything fun in the... Oh no, that's just a database. Nothing exciting there. Right, life of art.
Ah, this is the life of art. Here we have the lifestyles, the artistic styles, the materials and the customers. Let's start with money.
I've just noticed what the little background noise is. I guess he's like mic'd up, and because he's a little too
artist have changed over the centuries.
A little too animated, like his mic's like rubbing on his clothes or something.
Creates. What to use today? Oils, pastels, watercolors, acrylics. At creating art, you'll see how wide an artist's choice of materials is and why it matters. What purposes do paintings serve? What's the point? And why do people look at art? Browse through Why Art to find out. Life of Art reveals the connections between life and art. To get along in life, just click left, right, or center.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we gotta draw that little mustache of the Mona Lisa. What else we got? Making a living. Yeah, let's see how you can make money with art.
You've come to Making a Living. How did artists earn their living? How did they learn their trade? Who bought their work? It all depends on when the artist lived. Click on a figure to find out more.
Yeah, okay.
Up until the 1100s, monasteries were the centers of art. Monks learned their craft there and created religious art for the church and for royalty. Much of their work was illustrating religious books. These illustrations are called illuminations. In those days, you worked for the glory of God, not personal fame, and so the monks did not sign their names to their artworks.
Yeah, okay. 1100s
In the
to
1100s, larger towns began to develop in Europe. Now the towns, rather than the monasteries, became the centers where artists were trained and artworks were produced. The artists were organized into guilds, a lot like our trade unions today. To learn your craft, you would start at the age of 12 as an apprentice to a master painter. You would learn how to clean brushes, grind pigment, and prepare wood panels with gesso. You never worked alone. You would be in a workshop surrounded by other artists who were all working together on the same painting. Maybe one would lay on the gold, another would paint the robes, and a third would paint the faces. After your apprenticeship, which could last as long as 6 years, you would be promoted to a paid assistant called a journeyman. That didn't mean you went on journeys. The word journée means day in French, meaning you were paid for each day's work. But it was also common to travel from city to city, working for other master painters until you became a master painter yourself. The church and royalty were still your major
I can't
customers.
pick that up. I'm busy painting.
They decided the subject and size of the painting and which pigments you could use, since some pigments were more expensive than others.
Yeah, right. What else we got?
In the early Renaissance, artists were influenced by the humanist writings of Alberti and took up his call to learn not only painting, but mathematics and science as well. As they did, their status changed from that of trained craftsmen to creators and gifted thinkers. Two geniuses of the time particularly represent this shift. Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo reached such heights of artistic achievement that they changed forever the way people viewed art and artists. Michelangelo made a major break with tradition when he painted the entire ceiling of the Sistine Chapel by himself, lying on his back on a scaffold. After that, artists worked alone more and more without any apprentices. but the church and the aristocracy still remained their patrons.
Alright, 1500s.
With the Protestant Reformation, the churches in Northern Europe stopped commissioning religious images, forcing artists to change their subject matter to portraits, still lifes, landscapes, and general scenes of everyday people. In the late Renaissance, the middle class grew, and artists began to sell their work to merchants and householders who now had the money to buy artwork for themselves. It was the fashion in art dealers' shops in the 1600s to display pictures from floor to ceiling without any space in between. International trade in artwork grew, with Italian artwork exported to France, Germany, and Spain. In Dutch markets, even farmers bought local artwork in simple black frames. Artists were on their way to becoming entrepreneurs with goods to sell.
Okay. It's 1700s.
In the 1700s, the first great museums were open to the public. Now everyone could appreciate famous works of art.
Now everyone could draw
Art
dicks and
academies
mustaches
replaced
on the
guilds as
artwork.
the place where artists learned their profession. There were large exhibitions of artwork every year at the art academies, and artists were expected to paint in the official style. When the French Art Academy refused to accept the work of Gustave Courbet for the annual exhibition of 1855,
This chick's just
he
sitting
said,
there. Where am I in
"Be
this
that
painting?
way," and borrowed money
I
to
worked
rent a
hard on
large
this body,
wooden
bud.
shed, some
You
called
gotta-
it a
you gotta paint
pavilion,
me nude
where he
in there
presented
somewhere.
the first one-man exhibition in
Can
art
help me
history.
start my
In the mid to late 1800s,
17th century
artists
only
rebelled
bands.
against the art academies. Private art schools developed, and many artists left their studios to paint outdoors. This outdoor work became much easier after metal tubes for oil paint were invented in the 1840s. The Impressionists took these paints and their canvases and went out to capture the play of light. That's the artist Monet in his boat, which he fixed up as a floating studio. It was painted by the artist Edouard Manet.
Alright, yeah. Oh wow, we get a little montage of art.
In one day, we see
fuck
more
is that?
images
Oh,
than
it's
our
a cave
ancestors
painting.
saw
Okay.
in a lifetime. Today, we make a distinction between fine art and commercial art. Some people say the fine artist creates art to express his or her own personal vision, while the commercial artist is paid to create art that
Yeah,
enhances
see more
or promotes
titties
a
in our
product or
ancestors too,
service.
that's right.
Does that mean Michelangelo was a commercial artist? After all, when he painted the Sistine Chapel, he was paid by the church to promote its purposes. Today, an artist can get a diploma in fine arts from a university, study at home or by mail,
These
or
days,
even be
an artist can
self-taught.
just make money
Today's
on
competitive
Patreon.
art market
It's
is a
fighting out porn.
free-for-all, and the sky's the limit on how much an artist's work might sell for. This painting, for example, Van Gogh's Sunflowers, went for almost $40 million in 1987.
Yep. Old fucking... Yep. Did not see a cent of that. No, we had that one. Is there anything else we can check out? I'm going to just finish out by looking at some paintings. What other activities we have? Composition, light of... yeah, pick a letter, any letter. L'Absinthe. Okay.
In this asymmetrical painting, L'Absinthe,
Cool, you
by
get
Edgar
the little
Degas,
animation things and the...
the two people are shifted
yeah,
to
the
the
little
upper right
narration
corner,
on each painting too.
emphasizing their loneliness and isolation. Notice that the woman is looking down, which may convey sadness, and that she's further isolated by the fact that the man, although he is sitting next to her, is looking away from her. Even though they're together,
Sort of looks like
they're
he's just
drinking
looking at
alone.
her askance. He's
Their
just like,
separateness
you
is
gonna finish that
emphasized
absinthe stuff?
compositionally by the contrast of light and dark of the clothes they're wearing, while the dark reflections in the mirror behind them add to the feeling of gloom.
Uh-huh, okay. Lion attacking a horse, Last Supper. What else we got? N. Oh yeah, I love the Night Watch one. Yeah, we talked about this before. They use this one as the
Portraits have been
they
painted
spoof this
throughout
cover,
history,
spoof this for the cover of a Discworld
creating a
book.
record, showing a family what a prospective bride looked
I
like.
think it actually
or
was
to
it actually
impress
called
the
Night
public
Watch? I
with
can't
a leader's
remember.
wealth or power. This group portrait, The Night Watch, was painted by Rembrandt, the finest artist in Amsterdam in the 1600s. But not all
Look
the
at these happy
musketeers
jets.
who
They're
appear
like, yeah,
here were
baby,
happy with the
we got
result,
guns. We're gonna kick
because
some
some
ass.
faces are half hidden in shadow. So Rembrandt agreed to let the men pay him according to how clearly their faces are seen. Though they felt
Cool.
unfairly hidden, we still look at this group portrait 350 years later because of Rembrandt's skill in manipulating the light in the painting.
Yeah.
Rembrandt
okay.
also breached convention by showing the men doing something active, coming out of a meeting onto the street, rather than having the men pose stiffly. And who's that little girl with a chicken in the middle of the group? She represents the emblem
She's
of
the
militia.
catering for the meeting. Yeah, right. Night Watch. Yeah, I think let's do
You're
Night
about
Cafe.
to play with color. Artist Vincent van Gogh used colors unconventionally to describe the external world in very personal, emotional terms. Does an artist's choice of color make a difference? Does it set a mood or convey a message? To see how a change in color relationships
Conveys a
alters the
message that
feeling
pool
of Van
table's
Gogh's
free.
The Night Cafe, click on different areas within the painting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see what these two are up to. Oh, no, you can just change the colors around to change the vibe of it. Oh, no, that's a cool one. Yeah, no, alright, alright. I'll do one more. What's that? W. Van Eyck will hunt. No paintings under this letter. Any paintings? No. No paintings starting with X or Y. Or Z. No, we did W. B. Yeah, we'll finish with some Virgin and Child. No, just no explanation on this one. It's just, yeah, yep. What is that child hole? Is that a lamb or a fucking rat or something? They're just like, kid, get away from that rat. It's gonna bite you. All right, no, that was actually really cool. I got to admit that. Very impressed with that one. And I think it might be the one that, the person on YouTube was talking about.
I'm watching Death Sandals video, by the way. That's who the person is. So if you want to watch a full playthrough, Death Sandals,